Hey, it's Amy again. This is going to be part 3. I'm going to try to pick up where I left off, but first of all, I'd like to thank everyone for their kind words on Facebook, their understanding. I'm doing this because I love my husband. I want to get him better. I care about other people with mental illnesses. They are shunned, they are ostracized, they're pushed to the side, and a lot of times the medical field just doesn't care, and you get a lot of awards of the states. And Sabrina, thank you for pointing that out. You also have so many people that are just lonely. They feel alone, they feel misunderstood, they feel angry. They feel like they've been betrayed by themselves, by their families, by the governments. They feel like they're just guinea pigs. Having said all that, Eli is pretty much right there feeling every single bit of that. Now, we got back together in October 2006, and we had made an agreement because the chemistry was still there. It was always there between me and him. But I told him there couldn't be any more physical violence because I just couldn't go there again. It was too much, along with all the emotional stuff to boot. At this time, he had figured out he had been diagnosed, I guess, with schizoaffective disorder, which, when they say schizoaffective, it's schizophrenia plus a disorder, say manic depression, for instance, or another type of mental disorder. So he had got diagnosed back, I'm going to say, probably in the late 90s or so. I'm not exactly sure when. But at least we had an understanding of the monster we were dealing with, whereas before, when we were together, we did not know. During our time apart, he had 4 children with his ex-wife. I had 2 children, one on the way with my ex-husband. And we decided we was going to try to just look at the kids as our kids and not say, oh, those are our stepchildren, those are yours, those are mine. It's worked out fairly well as far as us trying to keep things equal between them. The stress of parenting a lot of times triggers Eli. He loves being a parent, but sometimes he has a hard time with it. He loves me, but sometimes he has a hard time being with me. That just comes with somebody who's schizophrenic. They don't always understand, and they don't know how to cope with their surroundings. And a lot of times where people are scared of them, they think that they're going to hurt them, they think they're violent. They're not really. Most everybody I've ever met with a mental disease like that, they're not really violent unless they feel threatened. If they feel threatened, then the fight or flight kicks in. They'll either run, lock up the doors, lock up the house, and the paranoia kicks in, or they're going to fight like hellcats and do whatever they got to do to protect themselves or their loved ones and whatever they feel like it's being endangered. Over the last 5 years or so, me and Eli, we've had our ups and downs. We've fought, we've argued, we've loved with a passion. He's so creative, he's so talented, and he's so funny. And at the very same time, he can be very hurtful. He can be a very negative person. And I haven't been perfect. Whenever he starts in being hurtful, I start getting hurtful back. And then it's sort of a vicious cycle back and forth between us. I decided I wasn't going to just turn my back on him or let him go this time. The last time we were together, I let him push me away. I let him tell me he didn't want me because I wasn't mature enough, or I wasn't this and I wasn't that, or he was afraid I was too mature. It was always something, but in the end of it, he just wanted to push me away so he would protect himself from being hurt, because that's all he could see down the road. As it sits now, we've got 2 children of our own, so that brings our total to 9 kids total, from the ages of 2 to almost 18. And the stresses of being parents, we don't have the same parenting styles. A lot of times that'll trigger some symptoms with him. The medications they've tried him on so he could be more effective here in the house have completely and totally backfired. There again, I'm not saying that medication's not right for everybody. It's right for some, it's not right for others. They tried him on Seroquel. He stood and stirred a pot of boiling water for an hour. Then he turned violent, and he told me before he would bow down to hurting us for me to take the kids and leave and take that medicine with me. We had to stay gone about probably 3 to 4 days. Excuse me. We stayed out until we knew he'd calmed down, and I come home, checked it out, and made sure it was safe before I brought the babies back in. There was another one that he was on, and I can't remember the name of it. At Thanksgiving, it was shutting his pancreas and bowels down. I think it was Geodone or Geodin, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But his blood sugar was spiked, his bowels locked. We just about lost him. So it's understandable to me why he doesn't want the medicine. He's got constant tics and tremors that he used to not have. He's got facial grimaces. He shakes his hands a lot. It's movements he can't control. They've come from the different medicines he's been tried on over the years. A lot of psychiatrists will tell you that these will go away once medicine stops. And to be blunt, they're full of shit. It stays with you. I've seen him have tremors so bad it would almost look like he's having a seizure. There again, it's understandable to me as to why he wouldn't want to fool with it. Since Thursday or so, he's been having a fairly severe episode. He has been hurtful. He's been spiteful. He has tried to push me away. He feels completely and totally misunderstood. The voices are driving him up a wall. He doesn't feel like I can help. He wants my help, but then again, he don't even want to be around me. It's a constant fight. It's a constant battle with a demon that I can't see that he does, unfortunately. Having said that, you know, everybody's hallucinations, I guess, are different. But could you imagine having a room full of demons around you, taunting, teasing, pushing at you? It would scare you to death. I mean, it would me. It would anybody, I would think. But what scares me more is the fact that there is not enough known about schizophrenia. There's not enough research. There needs to be more. Things need to be happening in America and all over the world. There's too many people that's ended up as wards of the state. They have nowhere else to go. They get what I'd call the Thorazine shuffle. If they get out of control, they get a shot. Most of them are lonely. They feel misunderstood. They want company. Eli says he'd rather be by himself because he could cope with it and he wouldn't have to worry about the way people would view him or how he'd be seen. He wouldn't have to be putting on for anybody and trying to act like things aren't there or aren't real to him when they're evidently not real to no one else but him. I can't imagine living in the hell that he lives in. In August 2011, he had a severe break while I was at work. He took our two smallest children outside with him and had a hammer and was going after somebody in a parking lot that he felt was a threat to him. Having said this, the police arrested him. They charged him with some form of wanton endangerment and they took him out of the home. So now he's in substance abuse therapy. He is in with a psychiatrist, a psychologist. He has to go to parenting classes. He's not allowed to live with us. He can only visit the kids when I supervise it. We're in and out of court. We're going through a divorce because we don't know how else to handle all this right now. Will he get to come home? I sure hope so. I miss him. I want him here. I feel a need to protect him and look out for him, and the most frustrating part of mine is I don't know how. I don't know what treatments are effective because everything that's been tried on him's failed. Nothing's worked. I don't want to lose him. I don't want to see him be one of the cart pushers that he talks about. I don't want to see him end up in a mental hospital loaded up on so many antipsychotics that he can't move. I want him better. I want my husband. I want my best friend. People here act scared of him or they'll make fun of him, and it makes me so angry. People have no idea what the hell he goes through. They don't know the hell that I go through. They don't know the hell that my children have had to go through. And then they'll just say, oh, Eli's this, Eli's that. No, Eli is actually ill. He has a problem that he's trying to work on. I'm trying to help him. He feels completely alone, even though he knows in his heart that I'm here for him and I'm helping as much as I know how. So as a plea to America or any other country or anyone that might happen to see this, if you know of an effective treatment for schizophrenia, by all means, please share with me. We'll try anything at this point. But I also want to bring awareness to the schizophrenic community. I want the families to have support also. The patients need help, the families need help. I have anxiety and depression disorders now just because of all of this bullshit that I put up with. I can't function very well myself. But I can say, praise the Lord, I'm not seeing demons. I'm not hearing voices constantly nagging inside of my head. I'm not going through that personal type of hell. And I can't imagine what any of these poor people have to deal with. Most schizophrenics are actually brilliant. They're very smart. They catch on a whole lot quicker than what us normies do. And I'll finish it up with this and leave you be for this one. You know, you look at some of the most brilliant scientists and inventors in the world. Some of the most brilliant artists. Most of them were labeled as having a mental disorder. Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, Picasso, Edgar Allan Poe. Those are just to name a very few. Brilliant people, completely and totally misunderstood for their time. So let's try to get something going. Get America to get more aware of the people that needs our help with the mental issues. It's a rising problem. It's coming up more and more. America needs to step up. Other countries need to step up and take care of their own also. The mentally ill should not be ostracized for something that they cannot help. They can't help being sick no more than someone out here on the street is. Now, I think my next installment I'll talk about dealing with the addictions and the self-medication, which causes a lot of problems for family members. It causes a lot of problem for the patient, or the however you'd want to refer to them. Either the patient, your husband, your brother, your sister, your mother, your child. When they start self-medicating, you got problems because they feel like that's the only suitable answer for them. So, anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble. I'm running on 3 pots of coffee and 1 hour of sleep out of 48. So, thank you again. I appreciate it, and we'll get another one up soon. Thanks.